As part of the Fond's Mediatek and in collaboration with the French Institute, the 2024 initiative by the Alliance Française de Kampala seeks to host a series of discussions focused on East African feminist literature, specifically designed for the Ugandan community. The program will delve into 3 key themes pertinent to the local context: Afro-feminism, issues of sexist and sexual violence, and health and sex education. The aim is to investigate the complexities and perspectives surrounding feminism in Uganda, fostering a collaborative dialogue on its various components and potential areas for enhancement. This initiative also seeks to amplify the voices of emerging activists and celebrated writers, providing a platform for their contributions. Let's dive into the highlights of the discussion featuring Natasha Hadija Sebunya, Safra Bahumura, and Faith Mulunji, where they explore health and sex education, drawing from their experiences and sharing the latest theories in the field.
In Uganda, the 2018 National Sexual Education Framework defines sexuality education as a lifelong process of acquiring information, forming attitudes, beliefs, and values about vital issues such as sexual development, reproductive health, interpersonal relationships. Tell us, comprehensive sexual education. Did you receive it? If you did, was it sufficient?
The most I remember, sorry, my parents, but the most I remember being told was avoid boys, avoid men, they bring AIDS, they give pregnancy, and do not bring shame to our name as a family. So at the back of my mind, then I knew that if you probably stand with a man for a long time by the roadside, you are bound to catch a pregnancy. I have learned that traditionally when you would get your period, or even before you get your period, the girls are usually taken away for certain conversations. But it's not as comprehensive, it's not as deep, because all you are told is, oh, you have your period and now you are a woman. And then there is the visiting the bush conversation where you are sort of prepared for this man through, let's say, conversations on home, skill. You are supposed to be prepared for a marriage.
What's on paper about Uganda is that like we're so moral and like nobody's gay and nobody's like this, but then if you get into Ugandan society, like you go outside, people are so gay, people are exploring, people are doing all these things. So it's kind of like, I think maybe the problem is with people who don't go outside. Kind of if you stay home and you're in the church and you're in this and you have a closed off understanding of what's going on in Uganda, you're likely to get like a very distorted understanding of what sex is.
A teenager is one of the most hormonal people ever existed because they are transitioning, their bodies are changing, they're having all of these changes going on, and they need to go somewhere where they're given information. And that information is not just about abstinence, condoms, and all these options. It's for them to first understand that, hey, yes, you are 13, you are 16, you are 19. This is what your body is going through. You are bound to have a crush on a teacher. You are bound to either wake up with a wet dream, and this is what it means. It does not mean you are married to a marine spirit. It does not mean you're going to just break all these myths. And like you said, we are a very hypocritical society. I don't know whether that comes from a place where issues about sex are looked at as private matters, and yet we are very public about them. I remember there was a time where red paper was a thing. All these sensual magazines are a thing. God forbid if someone commits image-based violence right now, aka revenge porn, Ugandans are going to look for those videos, which goes to show you that we are actually very, very sexual. There's so many girls who think that, or even women who think that any time when a man wants sex, they are entitled, because we do not have conversations about marital rape or consent. The minute a man pays your bride price, that's a continued consent, which is absolutely wrong. But I understand why we don't have these conversations, because that would mean we just throw away the table and start building culture all over again, which the gatekeepers and the benefactors of this very skewed system would then lose their power that they have. So it's very multifaceted, if you ask me.
Next, we headed to Kayunga to connect with our partner, Avid Uganda, an initiative launched by Rehema Nanyonga aimed at empowering the women in this local community.
Mama nebatandikawo nebangobe waka nga zisina kyemanyi naye nga bamama bamanyi kati muganda wange omukulu nambuulirako nangamba bamama bategedde mboli lubuto naye bagenda kukuba nenziruka nenvaayo waka nengenda omusajja yampa olubuto kuba omuvubuka nali mumanyi naye kati twafunamu obutakanya nga ndi lubuto lwono nenvaayo.
The patriarchy has her under control and the other sources and the centers of power in community. So they have her under there and they want to use her in their own ways.
First born wange nafuna olubuto nga nina emyaka 15. Nali musinya to kati nenkya okubera ku kyalo kale nga banange bandaba binakola ki nansoma nabo.
The statistics are showing that only 1 out of 10 of these girls, when they drop out of school, is able to actually go back to school and get enrolled. Just 1 out of 10. So our program is a school for teenage mothers and their children, and our main focus is to have their children first of all in a formal school. They come and study their kindergarten programs and they have teachers, and then their moms are also showing up to study specific programs that are studied.
Tewe kyalaani yekyaze nengamba nange sijja kulemererwa kankole kangende enjiga ekyalaani okunyamba kijja kunyamba n'abaana bange kuba sijja kuddamu kwegulira musajja mukubira essimu nyamba mwana mulwadde mwana naye mba nina ekyalaani ekyo nga nsobola otungira omuntu n'aleeta olugoye lwe nsobola ofunayo 10,000 n'enzijanjaba abaana bange. Kati obanga tolina kyomanyi obanga kati tolina kyokubina mu bulamu oba ojja kuba ki oba ojja kubonaabona n'abo abaana nabanga oyongeddeyo ng'osomyeko nga nze nasomako kasaazo nsobola okufiiringa omwana wange nemba nga mwabuki kiyetaaga.
So the way you navigate community, and now when you have their children, it's a lot easier. Because even the man wants the child to be educated. Their child, do you understand? So when you take that, then you have at least a friendship, because that's how you are negotiating those centers of power. Like the man is now getting softer on you. Oh, you educate my child. They'll call you madam. You know, you have my child with you. That's great. So that's how we try to just kind of navigate our way around them to see how best can we show up. Our idea is to have the girls, the teenage moms, in a boarding school or residential program. This can be a space for self-discovery. I want this girl to learn something, that she forgets that she's just being used in the community, that she's also an actual contributor, very, very intentionally.
We were delighted to host the esteemed Gabonese writer and entrepreneur, Charlene Afro, who captivated us with her poignant novel, Les Femmes de Bidi Bidi.
En temps de guerre, les personnes qui se déplacent sont en grande partie des femmes. En allant à Bidi Bidi, on m'a dit c'est un camp qui accueillait en 2020 à peu près 300 000 réfugiés, dont 80% étaient des femmes et des enfants. Ce que j'ai ressenti, sans qu'elle le formule avec des mots, j'ai senti qu'il y en a qui ne voulaient plus se battre. Heureusement, elles étaient moins nombreuses que celles qui étaient debout. Et c'est pourquoi j'ai choisi la résilience, parce que c'est elle qui résonnait dans les regards, dans les mots, dans l'atmosphère que j'ai ressenti là-bas. Le premier chapitre du livre que j'ai intitulé Le bruissement des ailes brisées. Parce que pour moi, j'avais l'impression que oui, les ailes sont brisées, mais il y avait un bruit qui parcourait le camp. Le bruit des femmes qui se lèvent, qui déploient leurs ailes. Donc, le roman interroge la réparation, la reconstruction. D'où le fait pour moi d'avoir fait le choix d'écrire Bidi Bidi en un seul mot. Et mon éditrice me dit, mais Charline, quand je vais voir sur Internet, c'est Bidi Bidi. Pourquoi vous avez mis en un mot? J'ai dit parce que c'est le roman de la réparation. Parce que pour moi, il faut que les structures littéraires soient en accord avec les structures sociales. C'est-à-dire que quand je vais écrire un mot, Bidi Bidi, en un mot, c'est parce que je veux évoquer, je veux convoquer, je veux faire advenir cette réparation-là, cette résilience-là. Donc, d'où le choix d'avoir écrit Bidi Bidi de cette manière.
Students from different backgrounds had the opportunity to participate in a creative workshop led by Charline.
Imaginez la traversée. Quand elle quitte la ville, qu'est-ce qu'elle peut rencontrer en chemin? À vous d'imaginer, avec les mots sur lesquels nous avons travaillé, d'imaginer quand elle a traversé la frontière, ce qu'elle a rencontré, comment elle se sentait, jusqu'à ce qu'elle arrive.
Rose avait pris la route. Elle avait peur et confuse parce qu'elle cherchait sa famille.
En revanche, pendant ce temps difficile, elle a trouvé sa foi. Elle croyait tout au fond d'elle qu'après l'obscurité, elle trouvera un beau jour, la lumière.
Bravo.
Et depuis petite, on me dit de rentrer tôt parce que sinon, on ne sait jamais qui va se passer la nuit. Donc, et aussi, il y avait un coup d'État en 2022, pardon. Et c'est toujours comme ça au Soudan, depuis que je suis petite en fait. On a passé la frontière d'Éthiopie et on est arrivé à Addis. Et c'était vraiment un voyage très très long, un voyage de 14 jours pour arriver ici à Kampala. Et on a passé une semaine à Addis et après une semaine, quand on a réglé des tickets et tout, on est arrivé ici à Kampala, en Ouganda. C'était notre destination.
Les hommes tuent les femmes en Iran parce qu'elles découvrent leurs cheveux. Ailleurs, ils les violent alors qu'elles essaient d'échapper à la guerre. D'autres encore, les maris de ces femmes violées, les méprisent parce qu'elles sont souillées à vie par la violence des hommes. Je pense à vous. Une femme ne se lève pas un matin avec l'intention de se livrer aux mains de ses bourreaux. Non, elle subit. Elle en est la malheureuse victime. Rose a fait le choix de se défaire de cette violence de la manière la plus tragique et pourtant si courageuse. Je crois que le courage a un sexe. Il est une femme.